From Values to Action: The Four Principles of Values-Based Leadership by Harry M. Kraemer Book Review. Hello friends. Today I am going to review the book, From Values to Action: The Four Principles of Values-Based Leadership by Harry M. Kraemer. Leaders should value values. Leadership is the opportunity to influence people. Values-based leadership affects people on an even higher level. A values-driven leader's actions inspire employees by example and motivate them to do good things and focus on what truly counts. A 2010 study by the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University found that Americans' confidence in their leaders had fallen significantly below average for the third year running. More than ever, people want authentic, ethical leaders. Leadership is not about the leader. Leadership is about the growth and positive change that a leader can bring about while working with others. Values-based leadership rests on four basic principles: self-reflection, balance and perspective, true self-confidence, and genuine humility. Ethical leaders consider these principles when they identify and pursue their most critical goals. Self-reflection. Self-reflective leaders know their priorities, values, and ethical boundaries. By using careful reflection, Kraemer developed a reputation as a mindful, explicit decision-maker, someone who carefully weighs all the considerations and consequences inherent in a business decision. Focusing on the right thing to do makes choices clearer to see and easier to make. Self-reflection helps leaders determine their priorities and answer the question, what should we be doing? Such cognition requires silence. A leader should find a quiet place and take time to think. Kraemer, who normally conducts self-reflection sessions at day's end, typically asks himself, what did I say I was going to do today? And what did I actually do? What went well, and what did not? What did I learn today that will have an impact on how I live the next day, the next week, and going forward? Balance and perspective. The world is not black and white. It is gray. Leaders must realize this basic fact and operate accordingly, but that requires balance and perspective. This means leaders should welcome numerous viewpoints, including those that differ from their own. Indeed, leaders should solicit as many outlooks as possible on significant issues. Without self-reflection, you'll find it difficult to know what matters most, and to stay focused on it. Balanced leaders have open minds and listen willingly to others. They want to develop well-rounded opinions, and they seek thorough reporting rather than confirmation of their own ideas. Their primary concern is not to be right but to do the right thing. This means their staff members feel comfortable speaking their minds and don't worry that their leader will think less of them for presenting different ideas. Leaders who rely on balance and perspective extend this sensibility to every area of their lives. They do not become consumed by work or anything else. When you achieve life balance, all the facets of your life work well together. True self-confidence. One of the biggest benefits of self-reflection is identifying what comes first and what comes last. The strategic process functions as a high-level roadmap that you constantly refer to and update in order to take the company in a specific direction. True self-confidence is the opposite of false self-confidence, which is empty bravado. People with false self-confidence feel they are right and everyone else is wrong. True self-confidence is not just inner fortitude. It is fortitude based on being competent in all the important areas of your life. Genuine humility. The temptation is to delegate, which in itself is a good thing, but not when it gets to the point that the leader has lost touch with what is happening day to day. Applying values-based leadership. Leaders who use the four principles of values-based leadership in their professional and personal lives become role models for their employees. These leaders prove that the grand promises in mission statements have meaning. Conversely, leaders who do not practice values-based leadership turn employees into bitter cynics who believe their companies espouse empty words. Deliberate leadership requires superior execution, which involves four management processes that must work in tandem. Strategic process. Instead of making a time-limited strategic plan, work on an ongoing basis, focusing on where the firm is and where you want it to go. People process. Create and lead a quality team that can achieve its objectives. Operations process. Ensure that day-to-day operations support long-range goals. Measurement process. To achieve success, measure your staff's progress. Values are not bullet points on a corporate website or motivational phrases on a poster in the lunchroom. Values-based organizations work to recruit and hire like-minded staffers. A reflective, values-aware CEO understands what type of employees the company needs and promotes those who present alternative perspectives and balanced advice. A self-confident CEO doesn't fear a challenge. A humble CEO doesn't always have to be right. Because values-based employees help keep a company on track, the CEO should always own the people process, while making sure employees feel that they are in charge of their own professional development. The importance of knowing your path. Strong leaders set a clear direction and ensure that everyone understands where the organization is heading and what it wants to achieve. This is a necessity in building a values-based firm. Most employees want to do good things, not bad ones. But without straightforward guidance, staff members can head off on different paths and disrupt the company's plans. When setting an overall route, CEOs should follow Albert Einstein's advice. Make everything as simple as possible, but no simpler. If complexity is inherent in your situation, break things down into separate, manageable components and set a course for each element. Some companies talk a good game and have plaques on the wall stating their mission and values, but their day-to-day actions tell a different story. Clearly communicate the way forward to make sure everyone is aligned. Aim for clear, simple, straightforward, and concise messages. Some leaders think that spreading information widely in an organization takes too much time and effort. That is the wrong attitude. If you communicate effectively with your employees on all issues, your organization will accomplish more with increased efficiency. Good works can generate shareholder value. Avoid hasty emails and voicemail. Instead, talk directly with your team. Do not assume that everyone understands. Make sure each person precisely grasps your intent. Plan to communicate more often during bad times than good ones. Kraemer's basic communication dictum is, "My team should know everything that I know." To communicate effectively, you must be a good listener and a compelling storyteller. Recount stories from your experience to make points your staff will remember. Engage your people. When Kraemer was the controller of a Baxter division early in his career, he learned that employees were more receptive to his message when he engaged them personally. At one point, his division's sales and profits were off, so he had to cut expenses by 10%. Kraemer could simply have met with his division president and worked out how each unit would reduce expenses. Instead, he met with the senior department heads and gave each one an opportunity to offer opinions and solutions. None of us will ever get everything done. Therefore, the key is to consider the trade-offs among what needs to be accomplished immediately and what can wait another day. These were Kraemer's colleagues. They didn't have to defer to him. But as a self-confident leader, Kraemer believed he could convince the department heads to unite and work out a way to cut costs so that the division would benefit. And that is what happened. By respectfully engaging his peers, Kraemer persuaded everyone to approach cutting costs in a selfless manner. The head of manufacturing had a typical reaction. "Although I don't like the idea of cutting manufacturing expenses by more than 10%, I think we'd all be better off if I reduced manufacturing costs by 20% in order to fund important, divisional initiatives." Crisis leadership. Leadership is important in good times and even more crucial in bad times, which are marked by the 3 C's: change, controversy, and crisis. Coping with these factors requires a 4th C, courage. As a leader, you must prepare for bad times during good times. The self-reflective leader thoughtfully weighs the obstacles ahead and plans accordingly. Yet challenges do arise unexpectedly. In such situations, an ethical leader remains committed to doing what is right. For some people, this realization happens early in their careers and they achieve better life balance. For others, the light bulb never goes on. For you to live a balanced life, something has to give. Being a leader is often like drinking from a fire hose. Values-based leaders also work to fulfill their organization's social responsibilities amid numerous, baffling problems, from poverty to pollution. Ethical leaders know that they must contribute to the world around them and must be exemplary citizens. So where should your company focus its pro bono efforts? One tactic is to exercise philanthropy in areas where your expertise makes a difference. For Baxter, this has been healthcare. Leaders who believe in the 4 principles of values-based leadership must meet their social responsibilities. Their values demand nothing less. Takeaways. People hunger for authentic leaders who have core values and strong ethics. A values-based leader, an executive whom employees look up to and emulate, follows 4 key principles. First, self-reflection helps the leader determine what is important and what is not. Second, balance and perspective prepares the leader to develop the right attitude for wise decision-making. Third, true self-confidence enables the leader to build a team of highly qualified people without fear of being overshadowed. Fourth, genuine humility allows the leader to stay grounded. Values-based leaders set the standards for ethical organizations. They communicate openly and share information with the people they lead. They meet crises head-on and take accountability. Ethical leaders and organizations live up to their social responsibilities. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.